What fires in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I, condemned for pride and scorn so much? Hello, I am Nika Harper and this is Wordplay. It is a creative writing challenge show where we pick a topic, we talk about that topic, and then we write stuff. So we learn and then write things. Oh my god, it's all of the things that I like. This episode, we are going to be talking about monologues. Now, a monologue is a piece where a character is talking in first person. And did you know that it is one of the oldest forms of theater? Yes, like way back in the day, we're talking like Greek and Roman stuff. It actually used to be more of a storyteller, a person who is directly addressing the audience with a chorus behind them. But that is only one classification of monologue. In total, there are about three. The first one is a speech in which the character is addressing someone in the scene with them. The second one would be a soliloquy, in which the character is talking, even perhaps aloud, but you're hearing this character's thoughts, and they're talking to themselves, not really to anyone else. The third is a story, where the character is telling a story to the audience, so breaking the fourth wall. Now, monologues are generally associated with theater and performance, but that's not the only way that they work. In fact, writing them as a short story can be incredibly effective. When writing your own monologue, there are a couple things to really keep in mind. The first thing is, who is this character who is talking? And that really helps you establish the voice. It has to be authentic to the type of character that you're trying to create. For instance, if it's a sassy teenager who's giving that monologue, that has to read almost immediately. There is never a point in which that teenager should not sound like a teenager. Secondly, we have to think about, who is this character addressing? Now, along with establishing that voice, you realize that people speak very differently according to who their audience is. For instance, if I was talking to a girlfriend versus a child versus an enemy or an audience or myself, these things all will create a very different way of speaking. Thirdly, no matter how small, each monologue has to have a story arc. It is necessary. Normally, I am not exactly the type to stress story, but in a monologue, especially if it's a standalone piece, there needs to be a story arc. And there has to be the journey or the exposition, the transformation, the climax, and the resolution, just so you know when it's supposed to end. It's especially useful if it's a very short piece. The primary, interesting, and playgroundy part of writing a monologue is establishing a character. You're actually telling a story through a lens, through a character's perspective. And the best part is, that perspective can be flawed. In writing a perspective piece, you're limited by the character's own understanding of the situation that is going on, and that can be inaccurate. And if the perspectives are off base, can you find a way to show it? Especially if the character themselves at the end still doesn't know. Perspective really is the playground here. It could be realistic, or a little bit convoluted, or fantastical, or hyperbole, or panicked, for instance. All of these things affect our viewpoints and how we're seeing the world, and so it needs to be in that piece. The example piece I did for the last episode, Echo, is actually a monologue piece. It's a character who is directly speaking to another character, or at least trying to establish that connection. She's addressing him. This episode, the example piece is more of a soliloquy. So you're hearing the character's thoughts, and they're speaking to themselves. As is custom, I ask fans to send in prompts or ideas for the episode, which is an emotion, subject, or scenario. This time, I picked out 4 really good ones. Insurmountable Anticipation from Frank. Trapped in Yourself by Ismael Santos. Road Trip to a Desolate Place from Scott, who is dumb and my best friend. And The Day the Robot Stole My Car by Ian. And I wrapped these up into one kind of crazy story that I am calling Driving Automatic. It's just that I really feel broken. And the clanging of the engine, the gales of smoke behind, they all scream with me. I don't even know where I'm going, but the hands on the wheel lock into place and drive. Surely they go somewhere. This can't be rocketing into endless nothingness, but I'm not the one with directions. I watch the gas gauge drop like a seesaw of the sun. Light is barely peeking over the edges now, illuminating vast space as stale as the breath in this car. Whose car is this? Is it mine? Why haven't we been speaking? You can watch and read the rest of that in a video or on my Tumblr, and I think I had the most fun with the slow dissemination of information, just the arc that came about from this particular story. As a soliloquy, the character is definitely talking to himself aloud, and it does have a resolution. You know, I had to ask myself, you know, did he get away? I had a lot of fun with that because halfway through I had this incredible idea, and I think by the end, the reader or the viewer should know the truth, even if the character has no idea. So I really hope that you like that. Of course, there were some amazingly golden prompts that other people sent in, which are too good not to mention, including describing an onomatopoeia with an onomatopoeia. That's by Fred Darius. I just love that. I love that so much. Bounty Hunting Bedbugs by Paul Robinson. Sasquatching, yes, the verb, from Meikle. And An Omnipotent Being Walks into a Bar and Orders by Jonathan Cadote. Oh man, Cadet? I can't read my own writing sometimes. Those are hilarious and well-deserving of a haiku, so I say get in the comments, put some haiku down there, make that happen. And of course, your prompts for your own monologue piece, should you be interested in making one, are Once More with Feeling from Brendan Riley and Guilt from Chloe. I hope you guys jump in and enjoy and share that. There's a website called Scribophile where if you wanted to share your work, you can do that. You can post and read and critique other people's work. We actually have a small wordplay community on there, so if you'd like to join up and have other writers read your stuff and help you make something better, you should check out this website called Scribophile. If you like wordplay, there's an entire first season for you to catch up on, and if you like this show, please support it on Patreon. It means so much that I get to make this and really help people get back into the love of writing because it's an incredibly fun thing to do. Also, please share this video to anyone who might be interested and subscribe to the channel so you never miss one. So it's time to get into character and write on. Establish a voice, establish a voice, a voice, a voice.